Hello, my name is Rachel Larkins. Today, I'm introducing someone who is usually the bearer of bad news. At least for the white team, that is. I think I can speak for all the senior class when I say that Shifa is always the one you want on your team. At school, her spirit is unmatched and honestly Hall of Fame worthy. At school, Shifa is known for so much more than her studies. In fact, some of her more known appearances at St. Mary's have been in a nun costume. Legend has it that the true companions of Constance were originally Huetta, Thecla, Frances, Ruth, and Shifa. Shifa has always comforted me, even at my lowest of lows. And by that I mean sophomore year chemistry. But please, let's not talk about that. And now, Pointmaster Shifa has an announcement to make.
What is the train that runs from Princeton Junction to Princeton University? Asked Mr. Sohn. Of course, it is the Dinky, he responded to his own question. From that day on, I became known as Dinky. At this moment, all of my classmates and I laughed because it was funny. But school has not always been a funny experience for me, although it might look like it. Freshman year, when Amor and Dr. Alexander found a shared love for Moneybag Yo, or when the rest of my peers simply were enjoying their new lives as high schoolers, I was probably stressing about school. Junior year, when my peers began exploring new activities, I took numerous APs. Senior year, when my peers began patrolling the halls, I decided to drown in college apps. Does this make me a nerd? I hope so. I felt like I had to work harder than those around me to compensate for thinking I was not the smartest student naturally. Especially freshman year, I was very vocal about this theory of mine. After getting back a good grade from Dr. Alexander's tests, my peers said, "Great work, Shifa, you're so smart." To which I responded, "No, I'm not, I just study." After hearing this a few more times, Cam Hart said what all of my peers were thinking. "Shifa, please stop pretending like you are not smart, it's getting annoying." Although at first I became angry at Cam, she was right. If I did not believe in my own talents and capabilities, I would not be able to achieve success in a healthy manner. Over the years, I've also heard people say, "Shifa, your parents must pressure you to work so hard." But the truth was, my parents wished I worked less hard. I was the only one putting this pressure on myself. Although I'm making it sound like I'm miserable all the time at school, I'm not. There are pockets of joy and laughter at school when I annually dress up as a nun in chapel, or when I remind my peers of our middle school lunch days with Madison, specifically in Mrs. Carroll's room, or when I'm Peter Panjwani. But when I get home from school, I begin a whole new school day filled with many hours of work. When my friends FaceTime me after school, they know there's no point, because between reading Crime and Punishment and picking Halloween weekend costumes, you all know which one I'm choosing. I am proud to announce that I have now found a balance. Well, more than before. And I'm here to tell you, you will too. If you want to achieve any kind of secular success, you will have to work hard, but you cannot neglect other aspects of your life. You must have fun too, like coming to the Powder Puff game today. I may work a bit too much on school, but I make sure to find something goofy in my day for my peers and myself to laugh at. Here's what I wish I knew earlier. It is important to do what you love, even if that means using up some after-school time. And do not worry about school so much, because everything will be okay. If there's one thing you take away from this speech, it should be to relax, because I promise it makes a big difference. I know that you're probably thinking, "Shifa, so you're saying you made a mistake by taking too many classes and not enough frees." But I am in fact not saying this. I do not regret taking those extra classes, and you should not either if you decide to. Hard work is essential in reaching our goals in school or elsewhere, but it is not the only piece of our lives which is essential. Having fun, sleeping a little extra, watching TV, playing with your dog, and spending time with those you love is just as important. Do not forget that, because it becomes very easy to. If you feel like you do not work hard enough or that you are not smart enough, know that there is always room for improvement, if you wish to do that. And if you do not, that is okay too. Although my time at St. Mary's has been unique to say the least, even from my early days fumbling the bag in Mrs. Mulrooney's class, if someone told me to repeat these years with 62 girls who somehow understand me far too well, I would do it all over again without a second of hesitation. When I think about leaving St. Mary's after 5 very long years, I do not feel ready to move on, but I do not think I ever will. So to those of you who still have time left to enjoy high school, I encourage you to do just that. Enjoy each step because it will be over in the blink of an eye, really. I know in just a few months we will all be in different parts of the world, and I will no longer be in a school filled with only girls laughing and working hard in the library or in the infested den, but I hope we or anyone else will never forget these very special days, because we are the class of 23, the best they will ever see. Thank you.